If you are a DevOps engineer, you probably faced this at least once in your career. The website is up, Nginx is running fine, but users can't reach it because the SSL certificate expired. Instead of your site, they get this big red error. Your connection is not private, traffic drops to zero instantly. In this video, I'll show you step by step how it happens, how to confirm it, and how to fix it. And if you want more real world DevOps failure simulations, make sure to hit subscribe right now. Let's rewind and start clean. My demo site, Learn with DevOps Engineer, is running on plain HTTP. Press enter. It loads fine, but the browser clearly says not secure. That's why we need SSL certificates. Now let's secure it with HTTPS. For that, we need to generate a valid signed certificate using OpenSSL. I created a directory SSL demo. Now I'm going to run a simple command. This one command can do a lot in one go. Let's look what exactly it is trying to do. First of all, we are trying to generate a new key, which is 2048 bit RSA private key. Then we are trying to save that into a file valid.key. Also, we are trying to save the certificate itself in valid.certificate. Then we are trying to give the subject. CN here is, let's say, Learn with DevOps Engineer. Validity is 365 days. And then finally, subject alt name. That is Learn with DevOps Engineer. In plain English, this creates a 1-year SSL certificate that Nginx can use for our demo site. This is a self-signed SSL certificate. If you look at X509, makes it self-signed, no certificate authority required. Now we have these certificate and a key. Now let's configure Nginx to use this certificate. For that, I am going to use vim command and create Learn with DevOps Engineer SSL.configuration. So in this configuration, I'm going to paste server block. In this server block, we are going to say listen at 443 SSL. Server name would be Learn with DevOps Engineer. SSL certificate is home arbaz demo valid certificate. SSL key would be valid key. And root is like the same var www.html index.html. Let's try to save this file. Followed by, we need to create a symlink now. Okay. So for that, I'm going to use ln-s command. We are going to create a symlink between this configuration file and sites enabled directory. Press enter. So after this is done, we have to check the configuration if it is fine. For that, I'm going to run nginx-t. It shows the configuration is successful. It looks good. Then we are going to sudo systemctl reload the Nginx service to load this configuration. This is done. Once this is successful, I'm going to jump back to my browser, and in my browser, I'm going to say https:// learn with DevOps Engineer. Press enter. So I am successfully navigating to my website, demo website. So if you see the difference, here it says not secure, and I don't see any kind of certificate here. Whereas on this browser tab, if you click on the not secure, you can see certificate details. That is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. If you create a certificate, this is a self-signed certificate. So we can see this here. Common name, Learn with DevOps Engineer. Validity period, SHA certificate public key. And also there are, like, let's say, the details about the certificate. Also, there's another way to verify this. Very simple. I'm going to use curl command here. Press enter. If you scroll up, You can see the certificate details here as well. Host was resolved, connected to Learn with DevOps Engineer. SSL connection using TLS. Then certificate details. If you see self-signed certificate, continuing anyway. Okay, this is how you try to create the certificate. Also, one thing to note down here, there is a difference between HTTP not secure and HTTPS. Still, it is not secure, but we have certificate valid. Now, let's go to the next step. We can fix this by creating our own certificate authority. Okay, for that, let me jump back to my terminal. And in my terminal, I'm going to create a directory called myca, and we are going to navigate to that directory. Then let's create a key myca.key 2048 using OpenSSL. Press enter. Let's create a certificate. So in this command, I'm saying OpenSSL myca key SHA is 256, days is let's say 10 years, and I'm trying to save that into a myca.pem. Subject is my local CA. Press enter. It generated a private key for us and a certificate that is valid for 10 years. Now we need to add this CA to my system's trusted root store. Now we are going to copy this generated certificates to our user local share CA certificates. Press enter and provide the password. Now let's try to update the CA certificates so that our certificate authority is updated properly. We can see 1 added, 0 removed, done. That looks good. Now let's jump into our SSL demo directory. Now I am going to generate a key and certificate signing request for my site Learn with DevOps Engineer. For that, I am using this OpenSSL command once again. Generate RSA, out would be Learn with DevOps Engineer.key. Press enter. I can see that key now. Now we are going to generate CSR certificate signing request using OpenSSL and the key which we generated in the previous step. Press enter. Now we have CSR and key. Once we have this CSR and the key generated, we are going to sign that using our local CA which we created. So I'm using the same OpenSSL command x509 request learn with DevOps Engineer.csr, followed by we are using this local CA authority which we created. Output would be learn with DevOps Engineer.cert. Days would be 365 days. I'm trying to print this information here. Press enter. We can see certificate request self signature OK, subject CN learn with DevOps Engineer. So far good. The next step is I'm going to clear the screen. We are going to navigate to our Learn with DevOps Engineer SSL configuration file. Press enter. In this file, I am going to update. So I'm going to update this valid with Learn with DevOps Engineer.cert, followed by the same here. Learn with DevOps Engineer.key. Save this file. Let me verify. Save this file. Then let's try to test. Looks successful. I'm going to reload. Sudo system ctl reload nginx.service. Done. Now let's go back to our browser once again. And I'm going to run https colon learn with DevOps Engineer. Once again, I can see your connection is not private. That's fine. No problem. Proceed. If you look at the details here, certificate details, here I can see company name, my local CA, and details. the same exactly what we had previously. Okay. Still our browser is, let's say, not trusting our local CA, and we are not seeing a lock symbol here. Now I'm going to go to the settings. In the settings, click on privacy and security, open security, scroll down. Here, manage certificates, install certificates by you. I'm going to select trusted certificates, click on import, and then I'm going to import a certificate myca.pem. So I'm taking it from here, which we generated myca.pem in the previous steps. After this, we need to restart Chrome. We need to restart Chrome to make that effect. Now I'm going to go back to my browser, refresh, and you can see connection is secure. If you open connection details, connection is secure, certificate is valid. Still, we are pointing out to the common name, Learn with DevOps Engineer. My local CA issued on expires on. So this is how you make sure your certificate is valid locally by creating your own certificate authority. This is how you can get a real HTTPS lock locally for labs and demos. Create your own CA, trusted and signed certificates for your local domains. In production, of course, you'd use Let's Encrypt or another public CA. If you want me to make a follow-up video on automating renewals, comment SSL below and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.